Alright, here's a quick demo of Imagine, particularly in regard to the JavaScript sort of graphical SDK. So if we want to take Imagine, we can take all of these cool components that are in here, which do all kinds of different functions, and we can extend them with our own JavaScript components. So in this case, we have a custom sprite particle, which is filling this page. And if we look at the JavaScript code for that, it's very simple. So it's essentially a page and a half of code. It registers the component, type sprite particle. It has an initialization function which goes through and creates a bunch of sprites, which are little 2D sprites. And then on the main loop, it goes through and adds gravity and animates their position and updates the array. And that's it. So about a page and a half of code. So we run that, and we have our particles emitting into our scene. And then what we can do is potentially change some of the properties. So let's say we want gravity to be slower. Let's change that to 0.5. So we'll have half speed gravity, and we might want more particles. So let's go for, say, 600 particles. So now when we run our example, there's that new code. So we now have a lot more particles, and you can see they're moving kind of slowly, and they're drifting out into space, filling the screen because they're going more slowly. Equally, we could change that to maybe 60 particles and traveling at a higher speed. So let's make it 5 times faster than before, so now they'll sort of go straight down under gravity. So you've got this small number of particles being emitted and dragged down at high speed. So as you can see, very quick cycle time between editing and running. This is an example using actual 3D models in a particle system. So in this case, I'm emitting 3D globes, and as I can spin the world around, so you can see they're true 3D objects. They pass in front of and behind the logo and the text, so I can kind of arrange everything how I want. In this example, we actually have a particle system made up of an animation. So this is the animated character here, and I've slowed this right down so you can see the animation happening. And what actually happens is, instead of the particle just disappearing or dying, I actually get it to play a different animation. So once it hits that low state, it plays the 2D animation of the character falling over. But you can certainly see, at 120 frames a second, no problem at all with performance on laptops or phones or wherever you want to render your content. And the great thing is this extends through to quite sophisticated 3D models and 3D characters. You can set them up to do all kinds of animations, or combine different types of content together. So I could grab this character and add them to this page, and now I've got two elements in the same scene that I can kind of move around and position. So it really does take sort of the that designer concern about how's this going to be implemented. They can pretty much just do it, and the underlying game engine will take care of the performance.